Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. So yesterday I posted a cute little reel with this really sweet slimline card that featured the new stamp set from Close to My Heart called Year of the Rabbit. And I thought it might be a fun little project to turn this kind of same idea into an A2 size card. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to add my desk down here into the frame so you could see what I've grabbed. I think I'll talk through a little bit of what I actually did for this card, but we're going to recreate it, like I said, into an A2 size card. I do find that most people prefer an A2 size card. I thought this one was super cute, so maybe I'll make it again at a different point, but let me add my desk in here. Okay, so I've grabbed some things. And I'm actually going to add myself back up into this circle. Let's see if I'm back in frame. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly share this over into my group and we'll get started. So the second I saw this cute little stamp set, I knew I had to get it. And I'm just a sucker for the cute little the cute little animals. So you can see here's a little clue as to what I actually did for the slimline version. I'm just going to try and spin my light around and see if it's more light. The winter sun is like non-existent. It is very overcast today, so that makes things that much more difficult sometimes. Okay, so let's just share this. There we go. Okay. So like I said, I thought I would recreate it though in a different size. So we're going to create this A2 size, and I'm going to swap out a few things just to put them make them more, hey Tara, in more proportionate to the A2 size card. But I thought I would talk you through exactly what I did first. So for whoever has not seen, there is on my website under promotions this little fun image of the card. So I kind of did a play on this one. I swapped out some things, and so I'll talk about what I did there. But that is where the card kind of started from. So, okay. I think we are all good now. I will just... Oh, it's bright and sunny. You know what? So, Julianne's saying it's bright and sunny and it's Australia Day. I was curious to know when it was actually Australia Day, because like we have Canada Day, and I did see somebody post something about that. So let's just see. Hey, Lori. Okay. So I thought, like I said, I would talk about what I actually did to create this one, and then I'll make a A2 size card one. So this is a thin cut, and I did grab them all here. So like I said, maybe I'll come back and create the full-on version of the slimline one too at some point. So I used this thin cut, which is called Slimline Shaker Window. And so that's what I cut out the white daisy with. And then I just stamped the images the 3 times. Like how they're so stinking cute. I can't even get over it. Okay, and then the rest of the papers are just from the Mix-Ins pack. I'm going to actually use that on my card today too. So I wanted to mimic the green in the bottom, and I wanted to play up this piece from the Mix-Ins as green. So I grabbed my regular sage, and that's what I put on the bottom. but I wanted to have a little bit of fun in the background with some distress oxide. So I did grab Savage Patina and put it in the background, but you could also just use a regular blue ink, right? Like if you want a glacier that kind of played up the sky and that kind of thing, you could totally switch out the colors. But so I'm going to actually show you how I did it without ruining my bunny. So we're just gonna, like I said, make it on the smaller version. These little hearts are ballerina, and they're actually the heart background from the heart background thin cut. I wanted like a variety of sizes of hearts, so I have a whole pile of hearts over here on my tray. I stamped my images beforehand because I'm going to color them with my alcohol markers. So like I said, that's how I did this one. And it's really the same concept. I'm just going to do it slightly smaller here. Okay, and I did pre-stamp my bunny because I wanted it to really dry before I used my markers on it. Okay, and like I said, we're going to make a smaller, different version of it. So this is what comes on that stamp set. It says Year of the Rabbit. And I didn't have somebody that I wanted to give a Year of the Rabbit card to, so I made it into a birthday card. This is actually my favorite happy birthday that we've had in a long time. I love the size is little. You can add it on just like a thin piece of cardstock to add your sentiment. It's just a perfect size. And it is from the Love Mail that's in the current idea book. So January, February, March, it's got all these stinking cute other images on it, but the birthday on here, I love it. So that is where I got my birthday from. So we are also going to do that on this card. So, but first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our background. So that is why, like I said, I stamped my image first so that it would have lots of time to dry. And now we're going to add some ink to it. So I'm just going to put my all-purpose mat down because I can be very messy. So while I was practicing, I stamped a bunch of the bunnies just so that I kind of knew what they looked like. But at the same time when I was doing my stamping, I pulled out my masking tape. And this is the wider roll, the 4-inch one, and I stamped a couple on here because I'm actually going to mask my bunny so I can do my background and then do my coloring. So I stamped a couple of them on here. I wanted to have more than one because when I was playing with the slimline version, right, I wanted to be able to cover up more than one at a time. So I'm going to actually cover my bunny, and I just put this back on this piece from the inside of the stamp set so I can use it again and again. So like I said, I just stamped it and then cut it out. Just takes a couple seconds. And then I'm just going to lay it down on top of my dried stamped bunny. Okay. And because it's thin, I might have to just kind of move it around a little bit to get it where I want it. Okay, so Julianne, is it actually Australia Day today? But I think is it already Thursday there? Okay, so I've now covered this up on my piece of white daisy. And I'm going to add my sage at the bottom. And then I have my Le Pen I'll do my grass with. Because I thought these matched well. So I have jade green, and I'll just do some kind of little wispy pieces of grass down there. So I have a blending brush and just a regular ink. And of course, this is a much smaller space, so I'm not going to do a ton, but you can see how much I've done here. I kind of went up behind his waist just so that it would not look like he is floating in the sky. And you can add as much or as little as you would like. Okay, so like I said, he's grounded now. And I did play around with some of the green distress oxides, but I picked the sage in the end. Okay, and then I have the Savage Patina. Get the lid off there. And I'm just picking up some ink, and you could do it as light or as dark as you want. You could kind of just make it really subtle in the background, but I wanted to be able to, like I said, distress it a little bit. I'm going to make it okay, so like I said, I don't really necessarily want it all even. I kind of want it so that I can just kind of manipulate it a little bit. Okay, so that's more than enough ink in the background for me. And I just have some water here. So it's just in one of our old spritz pens, but you can use any sort of little water bottle. You can drop it with just a paintbrush. I'm just going to flick some on here so that I get the distress oxide to react. Okay, then I'm just going to grab a paper towel. And my baby wipes to wipe my hands. So I can just now stop the reaction. I even have a glass of water here on my desk that I could flick water onto here if I wanted. So you can see the distress oxide has pulled up off of the back to give it kind of that really fun distressed look. So I'm just going to wipe my excess off here, and then we'll do the little doodly grass, and then we'll pull off the masking tape and you'll see the reveal. So also, if you use, like if you wipe your surface, just remember it's wet, so you don't want to put your stamped image down again until it's dry. So my baby wipes fell on the floor, so I thought I should pick them up. Okay, so I'm going to do my little doodly grass. You know what? I'm going to move this camera down just a little bit closer so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing, and it's not so far away. So I just did like one a little bit closer in the bottom and then one behind him. Good morning, Pauline. So, and like I said, it's literally just some doodly grass. That's it. Okay, so now we'll do the big reveal. So I will pull off the masking tape. And like I said, I will just keep this in my package to use again and again. I stuck it down on there very well, apparently. I'm just trying to find an edge here. There we go. Okay. So now, see, our little bunny is clean. So if you wanted to, you could obviously leave him white at this point, right? And just do the inside of his ears white or pink or whatever. If you wanted a white bunny rabbit. Okay, so, right, I'm going to just add this back into my packaging so I can use it again. Because I will use it until it is no good anymore. So look how cute he is on that little speckled background. I also thought it would look really cute with just some white glitz in the background, splattered. That would be really cute too, but I would leave my mask on and put the gloss spray down if I wanted to do that before this point. So then for colors, I picked the pale pink blend, and I did pick brown gray blend for my bunny. But like I said, you could totally change the color of your bunny up no matter what. And we are going to make it into a birthday card. So I'm going to start with my medium pink. And I did make him obviously more like a cartoonish bunny. Let me move this up a little bit. Then a realistic looking bunny. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the medium pink first. I'm just adding at the bottom of the ears. And I'm going to make his tummy pink too. Just like that. And then I'll go back in with my, oh, you're welcome. I thought it was too cute not to play with. I've been waiting for him to arrive. So now I'm going to go back in with my light and blend out that medium. If you want, you can start with your light. And now I'm going to just blend out his tummy a little bit. Okay. If you want, you can add more color, but I'm kind of happy. And this is actually one of those images that would be super perfect to use any sort of coloring method to, right? You could totally use pencil crayons. If you're good with watercolors, you could play with your watercolors. Okay, same thing. I have my brown gray blend, and I'm going to start with my medium. And I'm going to add some, I'm going to come back, excuse me, sorry, and I will add his cheeks in after I kind of color him a little bit. So I'm going to add it in his little tuft here in the middle of his head. And then also the bottoms of his ears and across the top of his head. All the way around his face. And I've done it both. I colored him both ways. I did start with the light and then go to the dark. And it's completely up to you. And I'll kind of probably go back and forth a couple of times. And I love that you can kind of just squiggle in his fur so he actually looks like he's got some texture to him. Or you kind of can just decide how dark you want him. You could obviously make him much lighter too if you wanted. Okay, and then I'm going to make add the dark to the bottom of his paws and the bottom of his body. I do have to say I love our tri-blend markers. They're probably my preferred way to color. I did leave his little tail white. So both paws, and then I did do underneath his chin too, a little bit darker, and into his little armpits. Okay, so now I'll go back in and add some of my lighter color, and then I'll come back probably a little bit more with that medium. There we go. Okay, and I'm just gonna come back in and do his little tuft there a little bit more. And you have to remember to give it some time to actually blend, because it doesn't happen instantaneously. Sometimes it will keep blending. Okay, so I am happy with the way he turned out. So now I'm going to add his pink cheeks to him. So then I just went back in with the medium. And right where his little dots are on his cheeks, I kind of just added a little bit of pink there. Just like that. So sweet. Okay. Hey, good morning, Gay. Okay, so I do have my A2 size card front, right? So actually, I'll tell you the size here. Just going to move some messy things out of my way. So I have my A2 size card, and I'm going to make this one a birthday card too. He is really cute, Kathy. Just like this one. So if you missed it, I did grab the sentiment from this mail or love mail. So I'm going to, just a sec, I need to have a sip of my water here apparently. It's very dry here today, so. Well, it's very dry. It's the middle of the winter here, so. Okay. So I was going to tell you the size of my little white daisy. I'm just looking for my ruler. I can move my... Hey, Cass. I will grab... Oh, there it is. Okay. So, yes, I am live. So, I made this 3.5 inches by 2.25. So, then I did add, I have a little glacier mat here. I'm actually thinking I should have picked a different color because it kind of blends in there. Okay. Let's get a piece of paper and cut it. Okay, I actually think, because these are the pieces that I have for in the background, so I'm going to give him or her, I think, a pink mat instead. So I have a piece of ballerina, so I'm just going to cut this 2.5 by 3 3/4. So, three and 3/4 and 2.5. So the pieces of paper that I grabbed are from the Mix-Ins pack. So I wasn't actually thinking when I cut the glacier piece that I was going to use Savage Patina in the background. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, because I also have ballerina hearts that I will add. And I'm going to just leave this melon glitter paper the same. Okay, so then this is from the Mix-Ins, and I'm going to do the sapphire side. And this is 3.5 or 4 3/4 by 3.5. And I'm going to put it in the middle, and we're going to do the sentiment and the little doodle line so that if I mess it up, I can just pull it back up and fix it. So I'm just going to try and center this. So I tried to leave enough of a border so that I can stamp the same way on the side here and draw my little doodle line around. So there we go. And I did add my stamp set, my stamp sentiment onto my blocks already. I love these little 1 by 1.5 blocks. Okay, so I have happy and birthday, and I have added them separate. And I'm going to stamp my birthday first. So it goes where I want it, and then my happy. So I'm just going to grab a little piece of foam. And I thought that this handwriting or font was kind of similar to the Year in the Rabbit font. So, okay. So I'm going to try and do this without getting my head in your way. But, okay, so let's make sure I'm doing it on the right side. So the card opens up on that side. I'm going to go right about there. Okay. And then my happy. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to quickly wipe these off. Okay, and I'm going to grab my black pen. Well, I'm going to actually cover my ink so that because you guys all know I will end up with it on my project. So I stamped it before I got too far so that if I had to switch out my card base, I totally could. Okay, so I'm just going to now add my little doodle lines. Around the outside. There we go. And here. I just had one little white space there that was bugging me. So that is how we're going to do that. And then, okay, so these pieces I have to go like this. And I'm going to put this one in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to actually, let's go 1 inch from the bottom of my sapphire piece there. And this one is 3/4 of an inch wide. And then this is glitter paper, and this is one of the pieces that I have. I always keep inside the bag. I attach a piece of adhesive sheet to part of one of the glitter papers so that when I want to use it and cut it skinny, it already has adhesive on the back. So I can cut like the 1/4 of an inch, no problem, and it's sticky. And then this is also from the Mix-Ins, and I believe, yep, 1 inch. I thought the sapphire would make like a really nice contrast against the little pink bunny or gray bunny. Okay, so now I'm going to add this on there. So I think I'm going to add the ballerina flat, and then I'm going to pop up my little bunny. You could also doodle around the outside if you wanted, but I have my doodle line around the outside of my card, so I think I am just going to leave it. Okay, and I think we will go with 3D foam. So then I just have, so I do have these little pieces here too. And we'll just see if we're going to add those or not. They're in my little pile here. And so I did save all of those hearts also. So we're going to add some of the hearts on here. And I have sparkles. So I think I'm just going to add just the circle. So this is a stitch circle, and I just cut it in half, and half is over here and half we're going to add here. Because I didn't need it underneath, right? Because it was totally tucked in underneath. So I just want like a little bit to poke out. Okay, so now I can add my 3D foam to my bunny. I'll add some hearts and some sparkles, and then we are good. Like, how cute would this look too, up the side of an Easter layout, just as like a border, right? I think it would be really cute. Or across the bottom on a little border. I also have another fun idea that I'll come back in a little while. Not today, obviously. Come back at a different point and do with him or her. Okay, so there we go. So then, like I said, under my tray here, I have all the little hearts from that heart background. So I'm just going to do the same kind of thing. So I want to put a big one there. And actually, I like that one right there. So I want a bigger one here, just like I did for the slimline. This is actually the same size. So I'm going to add that right like that. It is cute, eh? I thought he's so sweet. And it's a small stamp set too, right? So you could totally use it. And I wanted to show you, you could use it and mix it with a sentiment that maybe you already had if you didn't want to use it, or make a card for the Year of the Rabbit, right? So I have too much foam tape here because I want to be able to kind of tuck it. So I'm just going to take some of this off. So you can see I just have it on half the heart now. And now I can tuck it over top like this, because it'll be level. There we go, like that. And I'm going to add this one up here. I'll probably just use a glue dot because that's nice and easy. And then, so I'm going to add this up here. So just slightly different, right? Just because the proportions of the card are obviously different. And then there's some really tiny ones on here. So I think I'm just going to add that one right there. But that glue dot is too big, so I'm just going to tap down a little tiny bit of liquid glass where I want to put the heart, and then I will add the sparkles. And if I wanted them, I could color the sparkles, right, so that they would be a different color, but I'm going to leave them clear. I just have my pickup tool so I could pick up, because it's so tiny. So I'm just going to put it back down on that dot, and I have a little bit of time to move it before it's stuck. There we go. And now I can just add, so I have some sparkles here, and I'll just use my piercing tool, and I'm going to put one here right at the end of my line, and one right side it. And then just right there, I think. There we go. So I think that is it. So I will measure the strips because I said it kind of quick, and so I'll add them back up into the description of the video after, so that if you want to create it for yourself, you can. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a great day and you enjoyed this, and we'll talk to you later. Like I said, I have another really super cute idea that I think will work with this stamp set, so you might see that soon. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.